Hey friends, Trisha Clark here with Sparkle Farts Paper Crafts, and I have a table full of stuff today. And I want to talk about ways to make pockets. And so today I'm going to be making pockets in various ways. Some of them you've probably seen before, or maybe it'll just refresh your memory. There are endless ways to make pockets, and I have a few ideas of what I want to do. So first, let me show you the cupboard that I landed on. This was a book that I found in a flea market or an antique mall in Memphis. And this is a book from 1948. It was a Norwegian book. I need to Mod Podge the spine a little bit to seal in those leather imperfections. They're so pretty, but I don't want them to continue to deteriorate. So I've created the cover with a bit of a layered collage here and added this strap. And on the inside, you can see the journal start to come together. So as example one, I just took 2 pieces of the kit paper and cut this one into a strip and put a thumb hole notch in it to create that side pocket. And this will be for extra pieces of the kit that are left over when I'm done. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through here so you can see what the signature looks like, and then we'll get started on pockets. And you may have seen the video of me building the signature. If not, go check that out. It'll be linked in the playlist, and I will link that related video below so you can find it. But I've got some music sheet in here, the kit pages, some gelli prints, some book pages, journal pages, just really a variety of things. This is from that book, Secret of the Devonshire Wood. Love it so much. Some onion skin, French onion skin paper, and some old bird portraits I found at a flea market. So a variety of papers so that we have a balance of that light and that dark. And so what you have so far, here are 2 of the pockets. We've got this one in the front I talked about. And then this one is something I sewed in. No, you could either sew into the signature or you could mount it on the page. So I mounted it right here on the page after sewing some fabric on here. And I left a tuck spot here for a pocket. So we have a couple of pockets in here already, right? We have a belly band, and I made this a double belly band here. So we've got 2 pockets there. And then here I did a fun envelope flip and got space to tuck in there, and that's just covered with some stickers. So we've started to build the pockets in here, but I think do I need a few more? I think, you know what? I'm getting my projects confused. Let's see how many we have. I think we did the pockets. We filled the pockets on the Tempest Garden too. That's what we did. And I have a few pockets in here, but I'm going to need a few more. Whew, having a hard time keeping it straight. Y'all got too many projects going on. All right, so what do we have here? I like to do 5 or 6 pockets, flips, belly bands, all that kind of thing. I did not do a fabric flip in this one. So we have a pocket and a flip there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we to the middle? Yeah. 5. Yeah, we need about 5 more pockets. Okay, perfect, because I wanted to do 5 pockets. Let's do it. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm not planning these for any particular page. We're just going to play is what we're going to do. So I have these old primary education strips. And I think what I want to do is collage on, I think I'm going to collage on the strip of them, and then I will cut it into pockets. Let's do that. Where is the paper for this? Should be here. Here's everything I have left over for this kit. And let's see, I need some art cardstock. I mean, we could do some that are cardstock, but I would rather do something thin if I'm going to be collaging. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. We'll use some of this or some of this. Yeah, these will be perfect. And then I have a few other fun pieces in here that we can use as well, I think. So this and some dictionary page and some of this triple dyed paper and some of my jelly print paper. Let's few things so that we have I like lots of options. And I want them to all be fairly thin so that they collage well. Use that for a pop somewhere. And okay, that gives us a good start, doesn't it? So I typically like my pockets to be about 4 3/4 inches wide for my 5 1/4 inch pages. My printer does not print borderless, no matter how badly it tells me that it does. So if I want 4 3/4, it's going to be 12, 13 and a half, 15 inches of this that we need. So there's 12. Close. We're just going to tear it off right about here. And this will kind of be our collage strip we're going to make. And we're just going to use a tear ruler. I'm not going to stress about trimming this at all. Just iron that out a little bit. I need a glue stick somewhere. There it is. Okay. What should we start with? Start with this one. And let's just get some of this edge. You might in screen. There we go. We're in frame. And I really like this writing. Oh. And I don't need all of this to be covered because I kind of like the look of this. Now we can do a plain side or we can do this side. I kind of like it starting right there. We need some glue pages. Make sure. And where you can see. Ooh, but do we like that side even better? Oh, no. No, because I wanted the font. I want the script. All right. So let's just start with this. We can always put some of that other side on the left side of it, right? Kind of like a masterboard. I like to start in the corners and then fill in from there. I'm not inking each individual piece, but you could. But you don't always have to think in terms of a large masterboard. We can literally just play with these and make these as a small, almost like a snippet strip, if you will. Which side should we do? Oh, I do kind of like that. You can see what looks like cheesecloth or bird's nest hanging down. So let's do that. The pages are gorgeous, but they are dark. So I want to try to lighten up the pages somewhat with the pockets so that they pop off the page would be my preference. All right, start there. We'll hold off on that one. I really liked this picture, and I think this one, we're going to glue this together as an old book page or glue it to another book page. And I think what we're going to do is create a wraparound pocket with this one that shows the baby birds on each side chasing the butterfly. Our young entomologist captures a fine specimen from Harper's Young People. Cute. So I think we'll save that for one of our pockets. Let's see. Let's do some these two. It's got such a straight edge. I think I want to dirty that up a little bit. Like with paper. And maybe we need this bird. Don't you think? I think we need this lovely bird in here. But the edge is way too pretty for a collage. Now, if we decide that's too much white showing, we can go in and ink the edges when we're done. We don't have to do that and take the time to do each individual piece right now. I think we get caught up in how do we make it perfect, and I don't think we need to do that. I think we need to remember that this is really all about creating and having fun and using what we have. And so I want to get some fun focal points on here, some background. We can add some other embellishments if we want to, But these pages are they're decorative enough that I don't feel like you really need to. Let's tear this one some more and see how it looks down here. In fact, maybe it just becomes, yeah, you could use scraps. I always print extras in a kit so that I have the coordinating pages to play with. And once I build the signature, I use whatever's left to make ephemera. So that's what we're doing today. Okay. I think maybe I want this key. I don't know where exactly. Maybe it even just goes sideways right there. That's kind of fun. And again, it's just paper. So if I get this done and I don't like it, I can cover it up with something. I can even throw it away. I doubt I would. I would cover it up. I will probably use it anyway. I do really like the way it's coming together, but I recognize that sometimes it doesn't come together the way that we expect. And I'm trying to really teach myself to let go of having an expectation of how it turns out. Do you think I want some of this blue, or are we ready for some of this? Yeah, see, I'm not loving, I feel like I'm going to stick with the page is getting awful sticky. Let's do some blue feather in here, shall we? See what we think. And is it going to do something like this with those words sideways? And maybe, can we do something this? I don't think that's big. Or something like this. Or does it need to be further over here? I feel like we're getting a lot of light in the middle, and I feel like we need to do something darker right here. So maybe that's... And we'll flip the page over and see what we've got on the other side of these two. We'll do it like this. And then maybe... Yeah, see, that's so close to that. If we could... What if we just did something here? And we kind of left that open. We could put a focal point. It all depends on where we cut this too at 4 3/4. The other side, we've already got that there. We've already got these. Don't mind that too much. We think here too close. That's also too close. How about just a book page? Why am I overthinking this? What if we did some of this really fragile book page? Ooh, I really like this print on the other side too. It's really brittle, so it's only going to be good for collage, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I like that. Let's do that. A little bit long there. I don't care if it hangs off the edge. I can trim all of that. Let's do that. Let's do some book page. Like so. Okay, and now, do we want to do a little bit of that book page up here as well? No idea what my dogs are going nuts about, if you can hear that. No idea. Too big, but I'm getting there. Glue that down. I think this has enough focal points as it is, but we could look at some birds and see if we wanted to put a bird or a nest, or maybe a little nest of leftover threads or something could work. All right, what about right here? Maybe that's where we need a little bit more of this music sheet. And it doesn't matter if it's going the right direction. I think of that. Sure, I love it. Kind of like, you know what? I know what we're going to do. I'm overthinking this. Let's do one more piece of this. See if we can't make it fit right in there somewhere. Like so, maybe? Not quite coming to me, is it? I'm overthinking it again, though. Let's just slow it down. Then we can cut it into pockets and we can see what we think, what else needs to be added, right? This way, so we can get that kind of, yeah, I think that works. Okay, and our little scraps here that can be filled in if we've got some spots, but I think we just created our first 3 pockets. We're going to trim off that end, round some corners. So these are 3 inches tall. So these pockets will be 4 by 3, 4 3/4 inches by 3 inches tall. So it gives you an opportunity to do more than one on a page if you want to. So I'm not even going to look at it. Let's just cut them at 4 3/4 like we would a masterboard and see what happens. 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. And we just have a little scrap there we can play with. Okay. Hey, we didn't cut our bird in half. Would you look at that? Gonna grab a quarter of thumb, a circle punch, and a quarter rounder. And we are just going to do our thumb notch. Ooh, don't slip. And that's a little trimmed. And then we're going to round these top corners. And we have a pocket. How cute is that? I'll ink the edges of the pocket now that that part's done. But this one, it could use a focal point. We could maybe put a bird on here or something. Now, if you are going to put these, stack these on a page, let's say for the sake of an example, let's use this one. If you were going to put these on a page together, you might want to, it worked out fine, but you could punch those thumb holes together, those thumb notches together to make sure they're in the same spot. But see, you could have 2 pockets on a page there together. Or you can just do the one. But here we go. We have 3 pockets. Put a little ink on those, shall we? Should we do scorched timber? I think as dark as this journal is, we're going to do. I used to quite often find that kits didn't have enough pockets and then realized that it's so much easier to make my own for the size and the shape of the page that I want. And you really don't need, I have fancy die cuts and all of the things to create them. And you really don't need it. There's so many simple folds and cuts and things you can do just like that. There we have it. We have 3 pockets right there, collage pockets. The other one I wanted to show you is one of my favorites. And I think I learned this one from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, if I remember correctly. Or it could have been Roxy's Creations, could have been Rachel. I think I've seen them both do something similar. But what we're going to do, I'm going to get that hinge out of there, is we're going to do a nice hinged pocket that gives us another cool space. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just fold over. I need to decide which side I want showing. And I do like the thinner printed papers for this because you're gonna strengthen it. Yeah, that hinge. Not sure how we want to do this one. On the other side over here. Nope, I'm not sure that's the paper I want to use. Let's find a different one. Do I have any more that I printed? That's the 2. This one would be real pretty. We're going to do this. Okay. Sorry, get it together here. I love this one. And so what we're going to do with this one is, so first thing we're going to do is create a hinge. I know, aren't both sides so gorgeous? Yeah, see, here we go. Do I have those birds in here? I don't think I do. Okay, this could still work. Think I want to hinge over here like so. And this is just to create a stronger hinge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this Oh, no, it cuts off too much of him. So it won't be that side. That's what I was afraid of with them. Okay, let's hinge it this way, like so. And we're just going to glue that down. And this is for some extra stability. And we're going to fold a different hinge. Like this is going to fold into your hinge. This is just to strengthen the paper to be able to handle that going back and forth. And now I'm going to take this page, and I don't want to go all the way to that fold. We can't see it. Let's see. Right here. I don't want to go all the way to that because I still need it to hinge and fold. So we're going to go just a little bit, maybe even 1/8 of an inch. And we're just going to fold this. Too far, too far. Oh, I'm on the struggle bus today. Let's try this again. All right, I'm going to fold it right there. And we're going to fold that down. And now I'm just going to glue this down. And so what we end up having is this gorgeous flip pocket, right? Gorgeous over here, gorgeous on this side. So we're going to take some glue. I know it's really hard to give up this other side of the paper, but I always regret it when I print a paper one-sided because I never know what I want to do with it. Okay. And now, because it is a pocket on both sides and this is going to be the hinge, I'm going to do this thumb notch through both sides. And the way this is going to go in the book is, let's just assume it's going to go right here, right? So now that's going to hinge right there. You've got this great pocket, and you've got room to put something behind it. You've got a big tuck for a big tag or a flashcard. And then you can glue this at the top and the bottom, and you could have a tuck here if you wanted, or it can just be a nice, pretty decorative hinge. So that's how that one's going to work. So there's pocket number 2. And I know that's a tall pocket, but we're going to give you an idea of what would be really great in there is if you had any of, actually, this is what's going to go in there. Any of these great old flashcards, this would be perfect in there, right? So lots of fun uses for that, or even just a long piece of paper folded in 3s, like a trifold, that would be a nice journaling spot. So we have made, 4 pockets? And part of this was a walkthrough. I wish I had time to myself at how long it actually took to make the pockets. Okay, another idea is you could take one of these pages, right? And you could just glue it down and make it a pocket. You don't have to use both sides. However, I'm not going to do that with this one. All right. Another idea is to simply use a journaling card that's in the kit and just use it as a pocket. To this one, maybe. You can ink the edges of this journal card. You can round the corners. You could leave them as is. And we can put a notch in it right here. Ink that edge. You don't have to round the corners, but there's another pocket. Easy peasy with a journal card that was already in here, right? Don't overthink it. That is 1, 2, 3 kinds of pockets. And then I wanted to do this one, but we're going to put it on a stronger piece of paper. And I'm also going to strengthen the edge above those birds where I want it. I can frame. And I'm going to fold this down to give it some extra strength because it is so brittle. You can see it cracking and breaking, and that's okay. We're going to glue the whole page down too, but I'm just trying to give it as much strength as I possibly can on all of those sides. It's a great call out for those old brittle book pages that we buy these books and we're so in love with them, and then we go to use them and we're like, oh no. I know I did a video the other day working with brittle sheet music. It's the same concept regardless of what paper you're working with. I think it's more about just reminding yourself that there are so many different things you can still do with it. It's not a waste. It just may not be a journal page per se. All right, now I am going to
glue this entire thing down on this piece of book page. It's not rag paper, but actually, do I have a piece of rag paper here? A thicker book page that I think would do better. And then, yeah, this one's much stronger. And it's not a book page I'm going to be using for anything. So let's just get all kinds of glue over this. Oh, my stuff keeps moving, sliding around. And again, this is to add strength and allow us to be able to bend and fold it around the page without cracking and breaking it. And we can always add some washi tape too on the edge if we need to, if it does crack, to cover any of that. Now I'm just going to glue that down and cut around that like so, and probably down this edge a little bit. Okay. Oh, aren't they so cute? All right, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to fold this in half like so. Be gentle, little birdies. Be gentle. We don't want you to break, but we want you to be a super cute fold over pocket. See, now we have little birdies on both sides. I'm going to ink those edges a little bit, and that'll camouflage any cracking that's happening. And it's really not that now that we've put it on that book page, it's holding up rather well, honestly. Now, I do think I want to decorate this up with some washi tape, but let me show you how this is going to go in the book. It will be on pocket number 4. I know we've made more pockets than that, but all kinds of pockets. All right. So get our book back out. We really don't have enough room on this table for all the things I want to do. So now imagine this one going over this music sheet, or actually I think I might like it this, because that's not going to be a journaling page. And now you have a pocket on this side and you have a pocket on this side, right? We can decorate that up cute with some washi tape. I think I've got some fun washi that would add some color as well. This one, that one is vertical, so we're not going to love that. But this one could work too, just to add a little bit more color, nothing too crazy. Like this one too. Is it too wide? It might be too. All right, well, we've got some stuff to play with. Let's try these and see what happens. This one's just like old post. And so I'm just going to, I think, run it across the top there. I'm going to run it across my glue stick just to give that washi. This is an older washi. Not that washi's horribly sticky to begin with, but this is an older washi and it needs a little extra help to stick. But I think these colors will go well. Oh, should probably start it on the other side. Let's do this. More. We're just going to put that across the top. And it can be a little bit long and wrap around the back. That's not going to hurt anything because those sides are going to be glued down anyway. Not putting thumb notches in this one, but how cute is that? Now let's test it out on our page here. And you have a cute little double wrap over page pocket. And it's great for a tall, skinny tag. Maybe not this tall, but you get the idea. A tall, skinny tag could go in there. And then do we want anything else on the bottom? Maybe. Try it. Do them again. Trying to get through some of these washi tapes. I don't know about you, but I buy them and then forget to use them. And it is a great way just to add a little extra something. I don't really want to cover up where it says our young entomologist, because I don't know why I find that so cute, but I do. And so we're going to glue it down right below it. And then we can trim that off if we want to. Don't know that we need to. It's not going to hurt anything. It's all going to get glued down anyway. And now
we could have that pocket. We could even do it over here. Put it wherever you want. I don't know where it's going to go yet, but then we have 2 more pockets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 kinds of pockets. What do we want to do for our 5th pocket? Envelopes always seem like a no-brainer. We could do a big pocket. We could do a little flip. Let's get a piece of cards. Let's do a flip. Okay. I know I wanted to use, this is one of my own jelly prints. And I thought it would be fun to do some sort of pocket. The other thing we haven't done is a side tuck. Let's find a piece of cardstock that we could do a side tuck with. And then we'll be done. I won't keep you forever today. I know I've probably already kept you longer than I intended to, but sometimes it takes me a little bit to get started. All right, these are some, I think I'm going to change my mind again. These are full pages that I printed 2 to a page so that I could use them for things like large pockets. Now, these are horizontal, but my thought was something like this one, right? That's the same as that page. It could be some sort of a hidden journaling spot. It could be, there's so many things that you could do with these. Let me find one that I feel like I could turn vertically, though. Oh, I guess it really matters. But let's see. This could even be a full page pocket. For a really big journaling card, you could do a full page pocket. Similarly to this one, which is a 5x7, and then a 3x7, and then these 3 little 2x3 inch pockets. There's another idea. So many things you can do, and it doesn't matter if your script is going up or down or any which direction. I think instead of a pocket, this one is going to be, well, I really am indecisive. Let's do this one. It's printed on the back, and so I want it to be like a horizontal belly band. And so it'll be a horizontal belly band with a journaling spot underneath. So that is your 5th pocket. Or again, much like we did the other sideways tuck, you could do something like that. But I think I want this to be a sideways belly band. I want to round some corners. I want to ink it up. And again, I don't know that any of these ideas are new and earth-shattering, but it might give you or make you think a little bit differently about pockets. One of the things I really try to do is balance out and not have all of my pockets at the bottom of the page, because your books get so awkwardly bulky at the bottom. And so I try to put as many things towards the top as I have at the bottom to evenly distribute that bulk. And so I think doing a sideways belly band, not necessarily in the middle of your page, but toward the top, is also a fun idea. And then you can put a tall tag right behind it, and you can decorate the front of this, just glue down those sides, and you have some nice journaling space in the middle. So I think this one is going to be our 5th pocket. Ink that up just a little bit more, and I'll decorate it once it's in this book. But I really like it there. I think that's a great spot for it. Or there. How many pages away from the last one? Yeah. Another idea is on this page, because I didn't scream. Was it back here? I think it was back here. One of the book pages, I didn't love the back side of it because it had bugs or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I love bugs. I want to do a bug journal, but it didn't fit the vibe of this particular journal. And so this might be a good one to cover that page up if I can find it. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Where is that book page? Yeah, this one. Didn't really fit the vibe of the journal to me. And so what we could do is put it right there. And then when we put a big journal card in there, we're really covering up everything that doesn't quite fit the vibe of the journal. So that could be an option. I wanted to leave that page for journaling because it's a nice blank page. Journaling. This one's not going to be great to journal on because it does have quite a bit of texture. And it does go really well. You know what? Let's put it on that side because it goes really well. Because it is part of that page, honestly. You may not be able to tell it, but this is the other side of the page that was in the previous half of the signature. All right, there we have it, folks. 5 types of pockets. I think we did it in about 30 minutes. Some of that was me nattering on and showing you the journal. And then we could put a fun tab or a Velcro closure there, or even a little, let's think about that. So we had this, which is a fun tuck spot and pocket, right? And then we have this idea. Come on. That's not where that's going to live per se, that card. And then we had this one where we could have it here and here, or on the music page. You get the idea. Could even go on a smaller one of these. That was 2. Then we have this lovely pocket just that can go in the corner or floating in the middle. I like these at the corner or at the edge. It's 3. We have our lovely flip hinged pocket that could hide some journaling space down here or back here with a good spot. And then we have our collage pockets where we can put them like this, or we could have made them smaller and put them this way, or just cut one big pocket and glued it down in the middle. Lots and lots of options. So I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what other content you'd like to see, and I'll see you in the next video.